This next story is proof that there is still good news in the world. After becoming trapped in a burning car, a woman's life was saved when a police officer used his baton to break through her window and pull her to safety. And because of those selfless actions, they're both here today from Spokane, Washington. Please welcome Kim Novak, the officer who saved her, Tim Schwering. How long ago did it happen?
A week ago, last Friday.
A week ago. And look at both of you, and completely fine. Okay, so explain to everybody how you got trapped in the car.
Well, it was just a Friday night, and I got a hankering for some ice cream, so I ran down to
What kind of ice cream?
It was Skinny Cow, the little bars.
What was the flavor?
Mint, chocolate mint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got my ice cream, and I was headed home, and got about 4 houses away from my house, and I hit a little bump of some compact snow and ice, and at that time, the car just lost all power. All lights went off, the motor shut off, everything was off. So thinking, oh crap, I'll just walk home. And I go to open the doors and I can't get out. So I thought, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, I tried every one of the locks, tried to manually unlock them, and they wouldn't unlock. And I started calling 911 and got a hold of the dispatcher there, and he told him where my location was. And by that time, the flames are shooting about a foot high coming out of my engine compartment.
So you were trying to, was there, you have a neat car, you said, so there was nothing to crash the windows?
No, the dispatcher, he told me, you're gonna need to bust the window out. Do you have anything to bust the window out? I said, no, I keep a tidy car. There's nothing around. So
Yeah.
he said, you're gonna have to try to kick it out. So I laid back on the seat, and with both feet, I tried kicking the window out and couldn't on the front window. And by this time, the flames are getting bigger and bigger. So I moved to the back
panicked.
seat. Oh, yeah.
So you're in the back seat, and then, Tim, you were the first person on the scene.
I was.
So you see the car on fire. Do you know she's still inside?
No, when I first got there, the car was, the whole front end was engulfed in flames. I pulled up. I was hoping that she was out of the car by the time I got there. Ran up to the car, and she, by that point, was in the back seat. I couldn't really even see her because of the smoke, but she was screaming, so I knew she was back there. At that point, I just took out my baton, and I was actually concerned on that first hit that the glass would shatter and hurt her, and
Right.
then obviously it didn't shatter, which was disappointing. And then just kept hitting the window until we could start pulling it out.
Had you ever tried to break a window before? Was this your first time trying to break a window?
This was my first time.
Because I was going to say, we don't know how hard it's going to be. No. You don't know if it's going to be easy or hard. Mm-hmm. So you were, you must have at some point thought, I'm not getting out of here.
Oh, absolutely. I was terrified. I mean, it's a nightmare come true to be trapped in a burning vehicle. And I was making peace with my own death. I knew I was going to die. Either the flames were going to get me, or the smoke would get me, and then you see on TV where the fuel line catches fire and it explodes. Right. So I figured one of those things was going to get me, and I was going to be a goner. So I was thinking, how am I going to call my daughter? You know, I'm just absolutely terrified. And she's on the East Coast in the Navy, and I'm thinking, what's that conversation like? What am I going to say to her? How do you say goodbye to your kid? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't even imagine what that feeling would be like that it just. So, and you are, fighting, and you don't give up.
At that moment in time, it's basically just you and that other person. There were the only two people in the world, and at that point, it was, I'm not leaving without her.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm assuming the ice cream melted, so.
Well, it's funny you say that, because after I was pulled to safety, and I was like, we were kind of joking, and he said, you're going to need to go home tonight and have a big glass of wine. And I said, yeah, because I'm clearly not having that ice cream.
No.
So, but this guy is so genuine and so compassionate that he showed up at my house the next morning with a half-gallon of ice cream and a bottle of wine.
So sweet. I love that. All right. All right, well, you didn't have anything to break your window. This is never going to happen again, but just in case it does, I got you something so that you can keep it in your car. All right, now, the thing about that, you're looking at that going, yes, in case of emergency, break the glass, but how do I break the glass? So I got you this so that you can, and then you're like, well, how do I get into that? And so you keep this in your purse, so you can break that to get out.
I like it.
All right? And so I know you're a police officer, you can't accept gifts, but your girlfriend is in the audience, and she can, and you can, so she can take you. We're not... Oh, the wife. So the girlfriend didn't come?
It's going so well, too.
It really was. All right, so your wife can accept this, and she can bring you. Portia and I love this place. It's a fantastic spa, and it's called Miraval, and we're sending each of you on a relaxing 3-day, 2-night stay at Miraval Resort, and you will love it. And that is for you and your daughter, you and your wife. We'll be right back.